A journey into the I am that I am. As has always happened with my writing, there seem to be unseen forces that direct me as I move forward on my own spiritual path, fulfilling a dharma that Carl Jung also expressed about his own life's work. Like him, I've often felt that sense of destiny, as though my life was assigned to me by fate and had to be fulfilled. Jung also said that this gave him an inner security, which I identify with as well. And though he couldn't prove it, he said, it proved itself to me. I did not have this certainty. It had me. Throughout my entire professional career, when I felt tugged toward a newer and a higher spiritual place, I too have felt guided. It's as if angels sent me information related to what I will be writing and experiencing long before the actual writing and speaking. Strangers send me a variety of media to listen to or to read that awaken something within me. Repeated references in conversations or reviews about movies will ignite an inner spark of inquisitiveness, which leads to what I didn't know I needed for my next step up on the ladder to enlightened living. This was true as I was preparing myself, or possibly being prepared, for examining this idea of spiritual wish fulfillment. The work of Neville kept knocking at my door in a myriad of ways, as did the initiatic science and U.S. Anderson's 3 Magic Words. But the teachings that I'd need to study, experience, and ultimately know had to penetrate my consciousness. How was my council of angelic immortals going to get this information to me? This is ancient teaching that I've been almost totally removed from for my entire life. As I've said many times, when the student is ready, the teachers will appear. I feel that I was being made ready, and the teachers and teachings were showing up in just the right way to prod me toward the fulfillment of my own dharma, and perhaps yours too, since you too are listening to these words and are therefore connected to all that I'm being taught as well. Obviously, we are all in this thing together. Your being in possession of this recording and studying the messages herein may be just as mysterious to you as how the teachings actually came to me. I had been away from my writing space on Maui for several months, speaking and spending time with my family. When I returned, I received a call from my yoga teacher telling me that someone had dropped off a package at the studio for me. When I picked it up, it was like a gift from King Midas, wrapped in gold paper with a beautiful ribbon tied in a bow. I brought it home and set the gift next to my eating space and looked at it every day for 3 weeks, each time thinking it was just one more package to open amongst the mountain of mail that had accumulated over the previous months in my absence. But there was something unique about this package, so I just left it there through all of my meals, telling myself, I'll open it later, yet feeling strangely drawn to it at the same time. Then one evening I finally decided to open it, and I must say I had a rush of excitement that I couldn't understand at the time. As I undid the bow, I discovered a note attached to the box, written to me by a Miss Carol Ann Jacobs, whom I did not even know, nor had ever met. She had learned through the grapevine that I practiced yoga at the Lahaina studio and simply left it there to be given to me when I returned. The note actually said, exactly, this gift of gold is a pearl of the highest wisdom on the planet, handed down through the ethers from the octave of light. If taken up, used, and made as a living flame within oneself, it will lead them into their ascension at the close of this embodiment. With sincere love and gratitude for all the raising of the vibrations you have done for the earth and for all the beings of the elements. Lovingly, Carol Ann Jacobs. As I unwrapped the gold paper, I saw that the box contained a small book, which I immediately decided, I thought, that I couldn't possibly read since I had at least 25 books from all over the world with requests for me to read, to endorse, or to write forwards for. Because of the volume of such material that perpetually shows up at my doorstep, I always have a large number of books that I donate to charities. I left the book on the table and said to myself, I'll put this with the others destined to be donated to a worthy cause. I simply can't get to it. But this little package seemed to have an energy all of its own. I glanced at it, perused it a bit, and then set it down, vowing to put it on the pile of materials that I would never get to. Yet it remained next to me for several weeks. One day, while I was holding it, I felt a shaft of energy course through me. I had goosebumps all over my body, and thus began a new chapter in my life. I decided right then and there that I would read the entire 362 pages. The contents of this book led me to further inquiry, which culminated in my, probably not even mine, decision to put these gold nuggets of spiritual truth into my speeches and my writing, and most importantly, my life. The book is Volume 3 in the Saint Germain series titled the I Am Discourses. In my daily reading of the material, I began to see clearly the message of you and I and everyone else being God. The 33 discourses in this volume were channeled directly from the Ascended Master Saint Germain and others, including Jesus Christ, between October the 3rd, 1932 and January the 1st, 1935, when they were published as the I Am Discourses. Guy Ballard was the man present for these dictations, and he published them under his pseudonym Godfrey Ray King. He writes, quote, "The 33 discourses contained in this book were dictated over a visible light and sound ray in our home during 1932 by the Ascended Master Saint Germain and those other Ascended Masters directly concerned with this activity. The sound of his voice was physically audible to everyone in the room. Never before, except in the retreats of the Great White Brotherhood, has such intensified transcendent instruction concerning the I Am been given to individuals." Unquote. I am simply presenting this to you as what is written in the foreword of the book. It is of no concern to me to delve into the veracity or authenticity of channeled material. To me, everything is channeled from God. I don't know where these words I'm talking right now come from. I certainly don't own them, and I feel that they come fast and furious when I stay in spirit or inspired. What I am concerned with is the magnificence of these messages and my awareness that our world could be a world of love and peace and joy, and we have the power to access unlimited fulfillment of wishes that are aligned with our source of being. And that is why I present the essence of the I Am teachings and encourage you to dig deeply into their content. The essence is quite simply that I Am is the full activity of God, and that each and every one of us can realign ourselves so that our I Ams reflect the God that we are, rather than the ego that most of us have become. Here is one more very important observation from the first discourse offered by Saint Germain. Quote, "The first expression of every individual, everywhere in the universe, either in spoken word, silent thought, or feeling, is I Am, recognizing its own conquering divinity. The student, endeavoring to understand and apply these mighty yet simple laws, must stand guard more strictly over his thought and expression, in word or otherwise. For every time you say I am not, I cannot, I have not, you are, whether knowingly or unknowingly, throttling that great presence within you." Unquote. This speaks so directly to me and the message I wish to convey. Every time you think of the expression I am, you initiate God in action. Why not continually remind yourself that I live, move, and have my being as God, the I Am that I am?